Hello everyone, meteorologist Ted Keller. I'm going to talk a little bit about the weather on an extended mode here. If you have some time, you can check this out. Let's start with our weather pattern here this afternoon, which features maybe an attempt at some showers along the Missouri-Arkansas border. I'll zoom in on that. You can see a band started just south of Springfield and has just been kind of peppering its way along through the Branson and Kimberling City area, now mostly in Arkansas. A few showers maybe there in Ozark County. These might actually grow and extend a little bit today, not expecting anything severe. Otherwise, a lot of cumulus clouds. Those are the puffy white clouds you see across the area, being fueled by the fact that we have very high humidity left over from the rains that we had over the area the last couple of days. Notice that thunderstorms are brewing out there in central Kansas. More may be brewing up here in parts of the Nebraska and South Dakota area. All a sign that thunderstorms up there will need to be watched for approaching us later in the week with more rain. And there's even a slight severe weather risk, and I'll discuss that here in just a minute. Here's that relative humidity check out here at noon. It's over 80% from Springfield on up the interstate towards St. Louis, and relative humidity in the summer, if it gets to be above 50% in the afternoon, that's uncomfortable. So you're feeling it out there. There's not much of a breeze. That's another thing that makes it kind of close, sticky. These are all words we use. Muggy is another one. Anyway, with the cloud cover around, I don't expect this to get much better over the next couple of hours, but at least the temperature isn't conspiring with this to make for very high heat index values. That's the one good thing. The temperatures are still relatively cool in the lower 80s at the best across the area here at 1 o'clock. Here is a look at the rainfall for July now. Our official total 6.33 rather, and that is a whopping 2 3/4 above normal. And I don't think we'll get any showers today, but of course if we do, it'll add a little bit more to what is already a very healthy total for the month of July. Is the same true of all the Ozarks? In a way, it's kind of deceiving. I want you to look at the precipitation over the past 30 days and note that there has been a lot of it, with the blue indicating 2 inches here, and a nice swath covering southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. The purple is 4 inches. This is over the last 30 days, so from July 24th to about July 30th. Now, that's one thing, but the departure from normal over that same period, meaning that's rain, but is it enough rain when compared to the 30-year normal? Well, it is where it's green here and in a small patch out over the eastern Ozarks, but for everything north of Springfield, it's been dry the last 30 days, and excessively so from Kansas City to Columbia and points north. They could use some rain. Now, this is updated through yesterday, and it looks as if some of those areas may get some relief. It depends on where these precipitation bullseyes I'm about to show you for about the next 7 days or so actually do finally rest. This is what I'm talking about. So this is the next 7-day forecast. This is produced by the Weather Prediction Center, government agency tasked with looking at precipitation outlooks for all kinds of time periods. So we're looking at now, this has shifted north a little bit from yesterday's, but these things move around quite a bit, and the reason for that is because the thunderstorm clusters that are going to be responsible for the rain are hard to forecast this many days out. We can look at the general pattern, and that's it. Now, if that works out, it would be great for the folks that were the driest over the last 30 days, and it would also be a decent rain for many of us, and would skew toward areas, again, that need it. So we'll see how that works out. There's that same kind of tendency, I think, for stalled fronts, northwest flow aloft to produce above normal precipitation in the 6 to 10 day period from about August 5th to 9th. And what goes with that, of course, is a front over or south of you, which will lead to cooler temperatures. So we are going to end July and begin August on a slightly cool and wet note. Here's the severe weather outlook for today. We're not included in it at all. Parts of Nebraska and Kansas and a small chunk of Iowa. That expands and gets a little more serious tomorrow, Thursday. And then, look at this, on Friday, at least the area from Springfield northward, including much of eastern and central Kansas, is under a slight risk for severe weather. That's for Friday, something I'll be keeping an eye on. We had a tornado back on Monday. It was in Bourbon County, which is basically, this area is going to be west of Fort Scott and kind of southeast of Iola, Kansas. And it was in the early evening hours. It was an EF1 that was on the ground for about a half mile. There's a look at the radar. This is at the absolute extent of what the radar is capable of sensing. You don't see a lot of detail. You see a little bit of a couplet in the velocity data, not a whole lot. but this was before the heavy rains really took over. So this was like an isolated cell that became part of the conglomerate of very heavy rain, of course, that visited the area. Temperatures in July, you can see very, very cool to end these days. Our high will probably end up around the same as the last couple of days. By the time all is said and done today, about 83 or so, give or take. We had 2 hot runs, that's about it. So, and we're going to go into, again, a slightly cool pattern for us. Next 7 days, nothing, again, terribly hot. Periods of showers and thunderstorms will start as early as Thursday night. Definitely Friday into the weekend, and probably early next week as well. That's your extended look at the Ozarks weather. I'll have another report tomorrow.